everyone, this is Dante and my spoiler-filled review of A24's new film, The Hole in the Ground. Joined by my co-host, the Big G. He's feeling a little quiet today. I don't think we're going to get much out of him, but I have much to say, so here we go. Well, first and foremost, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review, so if you have not seen the movie yet, go check it out. Alright, you're here, so you've seen it. So, to make sure we're all on the same page, basically a young woman and her even younger son head out to the middle of the woods for who knows why, and after a series of non-events, she decides that her son is not in fact her son. He's either, I don't know, possessed, going through puberty, could be either one. Alright, we start off with likes, and haha. I love the fact that A24 is willing to take chances. So few studios these days are. So this is a very Irish film. And what I mean by that is a couple things. First and foremost, there's actually there's quite a few places that probably could have benefited from some subtitles. That accent was super thick. And it has a very different sensibility, which is, again, refreshing. It isn't this idiotic Blumhouse formula. This was not a bunch of jump scares, right? This was straight out build, and I don't want to say slow burn, okay, because there's definitely enough within, but it's more along the lines of, and this is what I really love in any kind of horror movie, but especially in this movie, is that we are just building a very creepy, terrifying, intense world, okay? And that's what's frightening, because what is going on is simply unknown, and it's terrifying, but it's not a bunch of cheap jump scares, and it's not some supernatural ghosty being, you know. So they did a tremendous job of building and maintaining that tension, and that's key and essential for me. Second of all, I hate to give props, and I've been doing it a lot lately, so something has changed within the landscape of Hollywood. But this little kid was really good as an actor. I hate kid actors, so it's no secret. And yet, this kid was really good. And it was important because not only did he have to kind of switch between the, young, innocent, shy, dorky kid that she knew, but the sort of badass, possibly possessed, switched, whatever it is, creature at a blink of an eye. And then he had to do one final thing, and this was crucial, and this is why I give him props and kudos. I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about this later on, but one of the very last shots of the film, she has rescued him, he's in the back seat of the car, and he gives her a look. That look needed to both convey the idea that he's happy and safe because he's with mom, and that he's going to jump up and rip her fucking face off. So, he did it. He pulled it off. Oh, absolutely amazing. And I also like the fact that, they give you, sort of an answer, but again, they don't spell it all out. Like, she goes into the hole in the ground. It's a subterranean cavern. She meets these, for lack of a better word, creatures. And they seem to be able to, certainly with touch, mimic instantly a human being. How, why, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter. That's kind of not the point. You just got to go in with some willing suspension of disbelief on this one. But it's easy to do because they've crafted the film so well. So, yeah. Tons and tons and tons of things to love and like about this one. All right, on the dislike side of things, I don't have many, but I do have one. And we're going to have to debate whether this is personal preference or if you thought it was a smart move, because I think for some people this won't be a dislike, but here it is. So I mentioned earlier in the likes the scene towards the end of the movie where the kid has been rescued by his mother and he gives her a look from the backseat of the car. Now, for my money, screen goes blank, movie over. Absolutely perfect. Leaves it open to debate, leaves it open to discussion. You guys and your group of friends can really hammer this one out. And I love that, and I really thought that was going to happen, and then they faded back in from the black, and it's her, all happy, and, you know, she takes pictures of her kid, you know, riding a bike, and looks at him trying to see the demon in the mirror in the picture, and then she's got mirrors all over her walls, everywhere. Oh, she suspects that shit's not his, but no. That fell flat for me, okay? You know, either leave it ambiguous or answer it, because the mirror doesn't really leave it ambiguous, I think, the way they wanted it to. The look in the back seat of the car and fade to black leaves it totally open to interpretation with the audience, not with her. She's still convinced that she has her boy. Therefore, it's even more terrifying. You give us an ending where she is suspicious that he might not be the boy or her boy, and in a lot of ways you nullify the whole rest of the movie. Like, the whole point of her going into the hole in the tunnel was to bring back her kid. Now, if you say, oh, well, she doesn't really sure, so she's got all these mirrors around, then she really didn't accomplish anything. So, bit of a misstep. In my book, ending it, adding the extra ending, as far as I'm concerned, they should have just ended on the look. All right, it is Pinhead time. Now, you care to chime in on this? No? I didn't think so. I don't know if you're going to be a co-host anymore. Regardless, as much as I would love to give this a top shelf, because you tacked on that little extra anything, I can't. I'm going to have to knock off a little bit. So, this is going to be a 4 1/2, try to put 5, 4.5 Pinhead movie. All right, well, that's the whole review, and I think you'll agree it was pretty well grounded. Ooh. But what I do want to know is what you thought of that endings. Agree, disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. While you're here, do me a big old favor. Boom, hit that subscribe button, and right next to it, the little notification ding. That way you know when I add new videos, and give this video a like if you did.